Hi, I'm Steve Hines from Peak 15 Fitness and welcome to my Food Myths series. Food myth number 7, red meat. Now, conventional dietary wisdom will suggest that red meat consumption is bad for you because red meat is full of saturated fat. Saturated fat raises your cholesterol and cholesterol drives heart disease. However, unfortunately, a lot of the research that's looked at red meat and the associations with heart disease have always clumped together good cuts of red meat with a lot of processed meat, such as sausages and burgers and sausage roll meat and meats that you'll find in processed foods. But what a piece of research from Harvard Public School of Health has shown us that this isn't true. Now, they did a systematic review of over 20 research studies. Now, systematic review is where they clump together all the results from these studies and look at them as a whole, and it gives it a lot more sort of statistical power and makes the results more reliable. Now, what they found that there was absolutely no association between the consumption of red meat and heart disease, stroke, or diabetes. However, there was a 42% increased risk of heart disease and diabetes from consuming processed meats, and there was absolutely no incidence of stroke from consuming meat as a whole. So this sort of myth, if you like, that red meat is bad for you is nonsense. Red meat is a good source of protein, it's a good source of iron, it's a good source of B vitamins, especially B12. But what you want to be avoiding is this processed meat, such as burgers and sausages and sandwich meat. Now, consider that you should be eating wild, grass-fed, organic meat, such as steaks, ground beef, lamb, pork, and you'll have absolutely no risk of diabetes or heart disease if you eat this meat now and then. You certainly don't need to eat red meat every day, but there's going to be no harm in eating red meat several times a week. Now, it's important that you choose organic grass-fed beef, red meat, because just like humans that eat grains get diabetes and obese, animals, these farmed animals that are fed grains also get diabetic and obese, and the quality of the meat goes down. There's more saturated fat and more poor quality fats in these intensely farmed animals, whereas if you eat grass-fed wild animals, they have lower concentrations of saturated fat, they've got more healthy trans fats like CLA, for instance, they've got more omega-3s in them. So my food myth number 7, red meat, it's definitely a good food to eat. Eat it several times a week, but not every day. And choose grass-fed, organic meat where you can.